We're going to start lying down with your knees bent and your feet flat. And then your knees just straight up to the sky. And you're not rigid here, but just kind of giving a little awareness to the legs that keep them neutral. Palms to the sky, backs of the hands down, shoulders root down, breath is easy, and you're just observing your breathing in and out. As you observe your breath, notice how it shifts and changes, sometimes literally from one breath to the next. Start to push the feet down a little more. And start to balance the weight between the inner and the outer foot. And as you press the feet down, I hope you feel like your glutes start to engage just a little bit. We're not clenching, but you're just waking up those hips a little bit. You're going to keep that sense of the feet pushing down. Bring your arms overhead. Take a breath in here. Exhale, curl the shoulders, reach the hands forward. Inhale, pick up your knees. And then exhale the legs out. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, put the feet down. Inhale, and exhale, release the arms overhead. Pause, inhale. Exhale, curl the shoulders, reach forward. Inhale, pick up your knees. And then exhale, extend the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. And then exhale, put the feet down. This time, inhale, reach overhead. And exhale, curl it up. Pick up the knees. Curl a little higher. Exhale, extend the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, feet down. Inhale, overhead. So it's one breath, one movement. Exhale to curl. Inhale to pick up. Exhale to extend. Maybe lift a little higher. Bend the knees, inhale. Put the feet down, exhale, release it down. Good. Curl it up. This time, maybe take it up into boat. Bring it back down with control. Feet down, arms overhead. This next time when we come up into boat, we're going to stay there. Yes, yes. Beautiful. Cross your shins, plant your hands, come into a plank. Firm the hands down, pull the thumbs toward each other, spiral your pinky fingers toward the edges of the mat, thighs to the sky, engage those glutes a bit. Up high on the toes and feel that the feet are pushing down. So your hands and your feet are imprinting down into the mat, like you want to push through the mat into the actual floor. And then take the right leg up. Stretch the toes back. Hi, Lulu. And then three-legged dog. If it feels good, open your hip and bend your knee. Contain the belly. And then right knee to right tricep. Stay here 5 breaths. Next inhale, sweep the leg back. And then exhale, cross to the left, about 5 breaths here. Inhale back. And then exhale, place your foot between your hands. Keep your left hand down, take your right hand up. Nice, easy twist open. Good. Good. Push your feet down, imprint them down, and then pull your feet toward each other. So your back foot pulls forward, your front foot pulls back. Good. Turn all of your toes to the right. Sink down into the hips. Give yourself a little pause here, and then push and lift. Cut that left pinky side of the foot down into the ground. Keep that strong and take this right leg back for Vashisthasana. Yes. Take another inhale. Come through center. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly with strength. Curl the heart up. Cobra. Couple breaths here. And then soften down. Tuck your toes, push up to plank, and hold in plank. Stretch your left leg back behind you. Keep breathing. And then three-legged dog, stretch up and back. If it feels good, bend the knee, open the hip, but contain the belly. Don't just fall into the back. And then left knee, left tricep, exhale. You're here about 5 breaths. Inhale up and back. And then exhale, cross over to the right, about 5 breaths. Inhale back. And then exhale, bring that left foot forward. Right hand stays down. Good. Turn to the left, reach the left hand up. Pull the feet toward each other. So push them down and then pull them in toward each other. And then start to turn your toes to the left. And then just sink down into the hips. Take a little pause here. And then push up. And stay here. You're pushing into the pinky side of the right foot. So we're prepping Vashisthasana. You can even stay here. But at the same time, you're pushing your left foot down and getting this beautiful stretch in the left hip. And then let's take that left foot back. Vashisthasana. One more inhale. Chaturanga or the floor. Exhale. Up dog or cobra. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. So good. Without your breath. Hi. Hello. Hi. We have a rare Lulu visit. Hi. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale. Bring your feet to your hands. Lengthen halfway with your inhale. Fold down with your exhale. Rise to stand. Inhale. And then draw your hands into your heart. Exhale. Beautiful. Reach the arms down. Take them wide. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Bow forward. Inhale. Halfway. And then chaturanga. Exhale. Up dog. Inhale. Exhale. Down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. And then chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. And downward facing dog, exhale. Smooth out your breath. Come here. I call Lulu my real live stuffed animal because she's so chubby and she's like a little stuffed animal. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward. Bring your feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And then fold with your exhale. Inhale, rise to stand. And hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale and open. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Don't you just feel victorious with this music? And hands into your heart. You are. Just by being here, you're victorious. Inhale, rise. By moving your body, exhale, fold. By breathing, oh, it's a victory. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise up. And down dog, exhale. Lift your heels, bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale, and fold. Rise up. And draw your hands into your heart. You're amazing. Bend your knees, chair. Balance the weight in your feet and print the feet down. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. So I always have the tendency to look down in chair pose, which is fine, but like it takes your energy down. And so sometimes I feel like I'm grounding myself. Other times I think I'm just, I don't know why I do it. See if you can bring your gaze forward. Maybe even bring your gaze a little bit up. And just feel how that kind of shifts the energy. One, it shifts the body position, but it shifts the energy too. Giving some sense of lightness to the pose. Take one more inhale. Lift up the heels with your exhale. Bring your hands down to the ground. You're still at the top of your mat. I just shifted over here. Bring your hands down. Knees come into your triceps. Know that you never have to go into arm balances. You never have to take your feet off the floor. You can work the arm balance here. Thumbs pull toward each other. Pinky fingers spiral open. And then you just start to shift the heart forward. So same thing. When we change where we look, it changes the pose. So you want to ground yourself. So you're looking down, but then you start to crawl the gaze a little bit forward on the floor. And maybe then it starts to lift up a little bit. And then as a result, you might lift up. So where you go, or where you look is where you'll go, I should say. Spread the upper back. Try to pull those feet up if you're going for it. Maybe straighten the arms. And then when you're ready, Vinyasa, Chaturanga, or right into downward facing dog. From down dog, right leg reaches back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, cross. Inhale back. Exhale, place your foot forward. Right hand to the sky, twist open. Follow it around, turn the toes, sink down, just like we started. Reach up. This time come around, half moon, right hand comes down, and then lifting up. Imprint the right foot down. Find more length from your hip to your foot on both of your legs. More length from your hip to your foot on both of your legs. Good. Tip forward, bend the knee, and then step into warrior two. I just flipped it around so I could see you. Good. But you don't need to flip anything around. Right foot top of the mat. Beautiful. Beautiful. Sink a little deeper. Good. You're going to find whatever your end range is. So whatever like your deepest heart or position in warrior two is, find it. And then lift like a half an inch out of it by pushing the feet down. So find the end range and then push down and lift just a smidge. Yep. So instead of resting down in the pose, actively pushing, getting this rising energy. Yes. Beautiful. Don't move. Stay there. Keep that sense of rooting, lifting. Now, can you keep that sense of lifting, but then sink a little deeper? So can you keep that strength and then almost like lean into the strength so that you're not passively dropping into the deepest range of motion. You're actively engaging in that deepest range of motion, pulling the feet toward each other, engaging the glutes, waking up this right hamstring by pulling the heel toward your back foot. You're almost out. It's a long hold, I know. And then bring your hands around to the ground. Left hand, left foot, or knee Vashisthasana. We've been here. Good. Right forearm comes down to the ground. Left forearm comes down to the ground. Work your legs, work your breath. Notice the patterns of your mind. Notice where your mind goes in times of possible discomfort. I talked about this yesterday in class, but the anticipation of discomfort. Instead of anticipating it, just be present. And then if it gets to that point, you can opt out, but don't anticipate it. Be awake, be alive where you are. And then if you need to change something, you will. But do your best not to anticipate it. Like, oh, we're in plank, this is gonna suck. It will, if you think that it will. Even if you don't think that it might. Good, right hand comes down. Left hand, chaturanga optional. Rise up dog, and then back to down dog. Little pause. So yesterday in class, and I won't tell you the whole story again because I won't bore you in case you were here, but some of you weren't here. So joy of joys, I get to rehash a story. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, cross. Inhale back. Place your foot forward. And then twist. Good. Follow that around. Sink down. And then lift back up. Half moon. Lifting off. So on Thursday, I went to the dentist and had a new cavity put in. I'm sorry, new cavity. Yeah, they put a cavity in at the dentist. A new filling where one had chipped. And it was just a chip, but they took the whole thing out. And I decided, I will give you the short version of the story. I opted to not have any Novocaine because it wasn't that deep and I don't like getting shots. I don't like having my mouth numb. So I opted to not get the Novocaine, which I know is a little crazy. But it was fine. It was totally fine. But I kept anticipating the pain of like a nerve or like that it was going to hurt when they were taking out the filling and doing the work. And it never came. And so when we anticipate it, when we act like it's coming and we're setting ourselves up for it, I mean, there's one thing to prepare yourself mentally for like the things that are coming, but there's another thing to keep worrying that something's going to happen. I was like tensing, even though it was on my choice, right? We have to allow ourselves to be present and just feel what we're feeling in the moment. With that said, not grabbing hot pants, things like that. Like, we have knowledge, right? So if something hurts in a consistent fashion, we have to learn to not do that, right? But things that are not harmful, good. Start to bend that leg. We're going to counterbalance to come into warrior two. So like a plank is not harmful for the most part, unless you're actually hurting your back, right? And then you use your knees. But when you stop before you get to that point, right? Instead, we're present. We feel like, as an observer, what do I feel right now in my legs? Can I go a little deeper? I think I can. Why, hello, I can. And I'm not going to anticipate that we were here for like 5 minutes on the other side, because I'm just going to be present. And if I need to come out of it, I will. You're going to find that end range, and you're going to push into it to get the sense of rising up, even though you're sinking down. It's like opposite energy balances out. So this is the action of keeping a pose awake and alive, and not just passive and falling toward the end range. You're keeping it alive. Last inhale. And then come around. You're on the right hand, you're on the right foot. Vashisthasana, put your knee down if you need it. Left forearm down. Right forearm down. Breathe. Work the legs, engage the glutes, pull the belly up, push the shoulders broad. So push the forearms down to get wide, both across the upper back and the collarbones. Keep the gaze a little bit forward. And then pop up into your left hand. Your right hand, either go right to down dog or come through chaturanga, vinyasa. And then pause in your breath. Really beautifully done. Rise to your toes, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale. Look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And then fold, exhale. Chair, bend your knees. Lift the gaze. And then lift your heels. Bring the gaze back down. Bring your hands down. Option for Bakasana. Hands to the floor, knees way up high. Maybe just take the hips up and stay here. Maybe start to feel that shift, like you're getting your shins toward your triceps. And then start to pull the shins away from the triceps, pulling the feet toward your hips. Spread the shoulder blades. Spread across the back rib cage. Think of cat's pose here. And then chaturanga. Rise, inhale. And down dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, little pause. Maybe shift forward, maybe float up. Inhale, right leg back. Cross over to the left, little pause, stay, or maybe float it up. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, foot forward. Inhale, open to the twist. Yes. Bring it all the way around. Turn the toes, sink. Beautiful. Lift, come around. Half moon, take off. Warrior two. Find your end range. Be strong. And then release your hands down. Vashisthasana. Right forearm comes down. Left forearm down. Right hand down. Left hand, chaturanga. rise, and down dog. You know everything is optional. Literally everything. You just need to breathe. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, little pause. You have an opportunity to float it if you want. And then inhale up and back. And then cross. Little pause. Lift it if you want. And then up and back. And then place your foot forward. Left arm up. Pivot the toes. Sink. Come back up. And then come around half moon. Build your center. Warrior two. Awesome. Bring it around. Right hand, right foot, Vashisthasana. Left forearm. Right forearm. Left hand. Right hand. Chaturanga. Open and rise. Down dog. Smooth out your breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, feet to your hands. Halfway up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair, inhale. And then hands into your heart. And take your left arm outside your right thigh. And let's twist to the right. Good, this is perfect. If you want, maybe you open up the arms. Maybe. If you want to take an arm balance, you've got about 5 more breaths here. Hands come down. Maybe keep the legs squeezing together and come into side crow. Come back to chair in the center. Left knee lifts up. And then push the left leg back to warrior three. So arms overhead is a pretty intense version. Hands at your heart, a little less intense, arms out to the side, wherever you want here. Make it work for you. Lulu. That's Lulu jumping onto the table where my computer is when it's shaking around. Come here. Come on. Be a good girl. Bring your hands down to the ground, standing splits. And then back into chair. And then hands to heart. Twist to the left. Twist to the left. So I don't need you to be rigid in your hips here. I just need you to be aware. So if you're twisting to the left and your right knee's falling really far forward, you're not twisting as big as you think you are, which is fine, but just know what it is that you're doing. You've now displaced the pelvis so that you've twisted from your hips and not necessarily from your spine. So this doesn't have to be rigid, but just have an awareness of what's happening here in the legs. Maybe you need a little give in order for your back to feel okay. But if it's a really big give, consider making the twist smaller and focusing on that upper back. Stay here, open the arms. If you want, hands come down. Get that right elbow as high up on that right left thigh as you can. And then tip. And then back to chair in the center. Right knee rises up. And then push through to warrior three. So if you can remember that first first plank we did in the beginning of class, and we lifted one leg up. That's what you're doing here. You're in plank with that leg lifted up. It's that same sensation. And then standing splits. What do you need today, huh? You just need love. All this meowing and all she needs is love. Isn't that the truth, right? All that talk. And we just need love. Shedding all over my mat. Couple more breaths. Bring your feet together, chair. Sink down. Come all the way down onto your back. Hands behind your head. We're going to go side to side slowly. The exhale takes you to the side. The inhale brings you center. This could be perfect where it is if you want. We're going to exhale, lift, inhale down. Two more, wherever you are. Cat is very demanding today. Come back through boat in the center, rise up. Low boat, take it back. Lift up. So good, so good. Bring it back down. Stay here, legs out. Arms overhead if it's okay. Let them be wide. Whew. Up to boat. Beautiful. Don't anticipate it, but we're going to do that one more time. Odds are you're going to be stronger the second time. I'm going to be stronger the second time. Mark my words. Let's go down. Legs out, arms up. Right? Stronger. Your brain's seen it, knows what to do. Use your butt. Back up. Yes, you know. Not just 2, 3. Let's go. Boat. Cross your shins. Down dog, with or without chaturanga vinyasa. Take it on back. Take some good full breaths here and re-center. Left leg, stretches back. In case you missed that, left leg stretches back. High into your right toes. Take a few breaths here. Push the hands down. Think warrior 3. Think warrior 3. So that top leg is like the back leg in warrior 3. Bend your right knee. Look at your hands. You're going to hop your right foot Your bottom foot to your hands. You're going to keep your left leg lifted. And then pull the heart forward. Right hand to the sky. Left hand block or floor. I forget to get my block out. So I'm going to suffer just a smidge here. Revolved half moon. So good. Stay in it, stay in it, stay in it. Breathe. Warrior 3, come around. So we've been working this transition. If you weren't here for it, don't worry, we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna go from Warrior 3 to like a little hop up toward handstand. Doesn't mean you take a handstand. Hands come down, little hop, back into Warrior 3. Hands come down, little hop, back into Warrior 3. Hands down, foot down, Warrior 3. Keep going like that. If you happen to catch yourself in a handstand, don't feel like you have to come out. You can stay up there. Go for it. You got about 10 more seconds here. Come to Warrior 3, pause. Bend your right knee. Sink down. And then step the left foot back. Left arm outside your right thigh. We're going to take a deeper twist from that lunge. So good. Any variation. If you want to open up the arms, you want to take an arm balance, explore. If you want to wrap it, I'm going to stay here. So I gave you a plethora of options. Left knee down. Stay in the twist. Sorry, you have to come out of an arm balance if you're in an arm balance. You'll meet us here though. And then hands down, straighten the front leg. Good. You set me down to be alright. You said we were the only good that we carried the light. Dig that heel in. Push the back foot down. Pull the crease of the right hip back and pull the heart forward. So good. In case you think there's like a hierarchy of poses, there's not. This pose is equally as important as doing a handstand. This pose will help you with a handstand if you want to do one. Rebend the front leg. Bring both of your hands to the inside of your right foot and just take one little kind of step out with that right foot. Good. Stay here. I'm going to give you some options, as with all things. If you want to work toward Vinyasa, or I've heard it called flying splits recently, which I'd never heard in all the years I've been teaching, but I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. It's like, how do you get there, right? Arm balances don't matter, like I just said, but they do teach us that we're stronger than we think. It teaches us how to move our body, like how to teeter-totter, using the physics of space to create the pose. But you don't have to take it. You can also play with it. You can take this right shoulder inside of your right knee. So in this shorter stance, you're going to get a little more leverage than when we come from down dog into this pose. So shoulder inside, kind of wrestle it in as much as you want. And then bring your right hand out so that, I think like for me, I kind of line my thumb up to the outside edge of my right heel. But that's going to depend on where you set up from the beginning. So that's not like a hard, fast rule. And then left hand comes in so that my hands are at about shoulders distance apart. And then I'm going to lift the left leg up and kind of shift forward. And that's it for now. And then put the knee back down. Now we're going to go from the other side. Pick up the right heel. And then take that right leg out. Good. And then maybe pick up the back knee. You don't have to take up the back leg at all. And then we're going to come out of this and come onto hands and knees. Yes, good. If you took the full Kundanyasana, fantastic. Cat-cow. We need a little bit of both of these poses in those arm balances. There's that sense of broadening the collarbones and the upper back, and there's like this beautiful balance between the two. But we really need to get that sense of cat's pose, the strength in the back, the pressing into the back rib cage in order to be able to support ourselves up. If we go too much to here, you're going to collapse down, right? So we really want to build this strength so that we can do it, if you so choose to. So oftentimes we use cat-cow in the beginning of class to sort of regulate the breath, to find that cadence, that rhythm. And we're doing that here too, but allow it now to be a strengthening kriya. The two poses linked together with breath, but is a way to strengthen your center, to open the shoulder girdle, but to strengthen the shoulder girdle, to open the spine, but to strengthen the muscles supporting the spine. Come through a neutral spine. Just lengthen out your stance a smidge. Engage the hips. Start to pull the hips forward. Come into chaturanga on the knees. Take a few breaths here. And then push into the tops of the feet. Push the thighs to the sky. And then into upward facing dog. Yeah. And then come into downward facing dog. And then take a little pause here. And then right leg is going to stretch back. Right leg back, right leg back, right leg back. I feel the need to say it 3 times because I said the left leg back on the other side 3 times, but it's the right leg back. Come high into the left toes. Channel a little bit of warrior 3 here. A lot of warrior 3 here. And then keeping that left heel high, bend the left knee and then look toward your thumbs. You're going to bring your left foot to the top of your mat. You're going to keep your right leg lifted. And then walk the hands forward. If you have a block, put it under your right hand. You're going to turn to the left and take the left hand to the sky. Couple more breaths, stay in it. And then left hand down. Good, warrior 3, so you can soften that standing leg to lift up. And so we're going to do that warrior 3 to handstand prep. And come all the way up into warrior 3 every time. If you find a handstand, hold it. Yes, beautiful. A little overzealous there.
I haven't been lying here before. Just being.
Oops.
Don't get too near before I get closer. Wait for me, wait for me.
Couple more breaths.
Until I'm close enough. We could count to 5.
And then back into warrior 3. And then bend the standing leg.
If you're alone and I'm not prepared, I will be going for a while.
And then step the right foot back.
Coming back in slow
And then right arm outside the left thigh.
I will be scared when I know.
And then you have all those choices you had on the first side. Open it up, wrap it, take an arm balance, whatever speaks to you today.
But I cannot
hand. If you're in an arm balance, just come back into the twist. And then stay in the twist, but put the right knee down. Imprint your feet down into the ground. Imprint the knee, imprint the back foot, not just the front foot. And then release it out. Straighten the front leg. Half splits. A few more breaths. Dig that left heel gently down like you're imprinting again, and then pull back on the left hip crease, pull forward on the heart. Just observe from side to side which one feels easier, which one feels more open, which one feels more challenging. This is my more challenging side. Which usually just requires a little more love, a little more patience. And then coming forward. Good. You can take that left foot just a little bit wider and bring your hands to the inside of the leg. So start to build some strength in this back leg, in this back glute. And then start to work the shoulder inside the knee if you want. You don't have to, you can stay right where you are. And then again, it's not an exact science, but I like my left thumb a little bit behind the left heel and kind of at the outer border, but that's not exact. It's just like a very rough placement. And then plant the right hand and start to hug the elbows in. And so first thing we're gonna do is just lift the back leg. So you get that sense of shifting forward, because that's gonna be a really big part of Vinyasa, is that shift forward, those physics forward. And then put the knee down. And then kind of reset, get the shoulder in as much as you can, and then get light in the left heel, and then maybe lift that left leg out. And then from there, maybe straighten the right leg. And then maybe the right leg lifts. And then we're going to come back onto hands and knees. And we're going to take cat and cow. And then shift forward, kind of lengthen out that stance, engage the hips a bit, come into chaturanga on the knees, tuck the toes, come to chaturanga on the toes, and then upward facing dog. Beautiful. And downward facing dog. Smooth out your breath. So go back to that very first sequence that we did. It's already in your brain, it's already in your body. Now is your opportunity to fine tune it a little bit more, to add your little glitter dust to it, to make it whatever it is that you want. And we're gonna kind of, we'll add some things in-ish. So just stay open, trust that you know where you're going, but also keep your ears open for any changes that come your way. Right leg back with an inhale. Right knee, right tricep, get it nice and high. Consider tipping forward and finding that arm balance. And then inhale up and back. So just noticing the difference entering from the top as from the ground. Cross over. And then Kundanyasana here if you'd like. Inhale back. And then exhale, place the right foot down. Good. Twisting open. Turn the toes. Sink. And then rise up and around. Half moon. Warrior two. Bend the front leg. Find your end range. Play it. Release the hands down. Vashisthasana, left hand left foot or knee, and then right forearm comes down. Left forearm comes down, dolphin, walk the feet in. Right leg lifts up. Maybe lift up for moments. Maybe do that a couple times. And then back to forearm plank. Sphinx. Hips down, heart forward. Okay, tuck the toes. Lift back into forearm plank. Start to walk your feet in toward your elbows. Bend your knees a lot. Bring your toes together. Bring your knees to your triceps and maybe find baby bakasana. So knees under triceps, push the floor away, round the back like you're in cat's pose. And then listen, feet down, malasana. Keep the arms to the inside, lift the heart. So good. So good. Reach the arms forward, square your feet off. Little pause. Hands are gonna come down. Left leg stretches back. Right hand to the sky. You've got this, I promise. Revolved half moon. Come through center, warrior three. And then right from warrior three, handstand, or just bring the hands down. You can take a standing split instead. Take it up. Maybe you need a couple tries here. Maybe you just nailed it. And then when you're ready, chaturanga. Rise, open. And downward facing dog. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, exhale. Little pause, maybe shift forward and lift up. Inhale, up and back. And then exhale, cross. Shift, maybe float up. Notice that shift really helps. Inhale, back. Exhale, place your foot. Twist. Turn the toes and sink. Push up and around. Half moon. Start to bend the left knee, tip forward. It's that same shift we do for arm balances, shifting forward to come back up. Yes, warrior two, so good. Bring the hands around. Vashisthasana, right hand, right foot or knee. Left forearm down. Right forearm down, walk the feet to dolphin. Left leg up, stay there, maybe take a couple little shifts and lifts. And then forearm plank. And then hips down for Sphinx. Tops of the feet press down, open up. Good. Good. So not that this isn't strong, it is. You're imprinting down, your belly scooping up. We're gonna build even more strength. So we're gonna like think of cow to cat, tuck the toes, find that cat, walk your feet in. Bring the toes together, knees come up to the shoulders. You don't have to go anywhere, you can just stay here, but maybe you shift forward. And then your feet pick up. And spread the back wide. Feet down, malasana. Really nice. And then reach the feet, the hands forward. Square the feet. Start to lift up. And then hands come down, lift the right leg back behind you. Right hand stays down, left hand to the sky, revolve half moon. And then into warrior three. And then warrior three to handstand, or if you'd rather take a standing split or just hold warrior three and wait it out, go for it. You might take a few rounds of that. And then Chaturanga Vinyasa, last one of the day. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Feet at least as wide as your hips. Take your whole hand, palm facing up, put it under your foot, toes at your wrists, and then melting down here. Foot to hand pose. So there's equal opposites. You're pushing your feet down into your hands. Your hands are also pushing back against your feet, so you're not just crushing your hands into the ground. And from the action of pushing the feet, the toes down, you start to give yourself a little bit of a traction, the ability to traction the hands forward a little bit to kind of lengthen out the wrist. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, release your hands. And then walk out, single leg pigeon. So walk your hands forward. Take the right foot forward, right shin forward. If you need an alternative, go for it. Push down into your front ankle, your front shin, your front knee to get this sense of lifting. Push into the back foot, the back shin, the back knee to get this sense of lifting. And then keeping the sense of lifting, slowly start to sink, sink, sink without letting go completely. Keeping a little element of that lifting energy and then coming forward. Engage the left glutes, so squeeze that left cheek. And then retaining some of that energy, but also giving yourself the opportunity to kind of let go a little bit and let that sort of brain release happen, so that happens when you let go a little bit more. So finding that balance between engaging, but allowing for that quiet, for that space, that nervous system, calm. See how much of the left leg you can imprint into the ground gently. Inhale, lift the heart. Start to shift toward your right hip. And then from your belly, draw this left leg all the way around to the top of the mat. And you're going to bring the left foot outside the right thigh. And then we're going to twist to the left. Lift the spine up even higher. This is perfect as it is. If you want to wrap this, you can snake the right hand between the hamstring and the calf of the left leg, and then the left arm comes from behind. If you want to take this into an arm balance, this is a really good test of like that shift, that physics shift. I'm actually going to turn just so I can kind of show you. Use your feet. Bring the hands around. Push off of the feet. and then open up. But the twist as just a twist without any fanfare is beautiful. Last couple of breaths here. And then come through center. Don't go anywhere on me yet. You're going to walk this left foot over to the right and come into Gomukhasana leg. So we're doing our best to stack the left knee on top of the right knee. And then the feet wider is a little more challenging. If you want, bring the feet back by your hips, and that might feel a little bit easier. Good. We haven't done a lot of, we've done a lot of work on your shoulders, but not like an emphasis for this next part. So only if it feels good, take the right arm up, bend the right elbow, support with the left hand, or come around with the left hand behind your back. Use a strap if you have it, or bring the hands together. So only if it's like readily accessible, no suffering. And then maybe hinge and tip forward. And then rise up, inhale. Release the arms, release the legs. Left leg comes forward. I know it's a different entry from the first side. Not going to kill you if we're not completely matchy. Nobody knows what socks are on under the shoes. We're fine here. And we're going to do the same thing. You're going to push down into the foot, into the shin, into the knee, into the back leg to get this sense of lifting up, the strength in the pose. And then keeping the strength, engaging this right hip, slowly starting to like release into it by keeping the suspension. So we're releasing down by suspending upward so that we have this balance of strength in the pose, but then releasing down and sort of finding where that end range is, but pushing gently into the end range, like pushing away from the end range. Does that make sense? So instead of just collapsing down, like especially if you're pretty floppy here, instead of just collapsing down and being here, pushing against the end range to stay awake in the pose. Just enough that your body stays supported, that your joints are safe, that you are getting that feedback, but then enough softness that your brain can reap the benefits of the quiet, of the ease. And then gently drawing the heart forward, shifting off into that left hip. And with control, bringing the right leg from the back, the foot to the outside of the left thigh. And then we twist. And if you took an arm bounce, if you wrapped it, if you did anything else on the other side, go for it now. So for that arm bounce, you push into the feet, you shift forward. Yeah, good, good. Awesome, Bachi. Beautiful. All right. We're going to come back through center. And you're going to start to kick the left foot a little more to the right and then slide the right leg on top and kind of, I like to just kind of inch my right foot across, stacking the knees as best you can. And so just receive this first part, the lower body. If that's enough, stay there. If you want, take the left arm up and bend the elbow. You can support. You can use a strap behind your back and bring your hands together if it's there for you with no pain or suffering. And then maybe start to keep the length of the chest, but maybe hinge at the hips just a smidge. And inhale, rising up. If you have the arms, release them. Release the legs. And then roll onto your backs. So good. Take your knees out wide, bring the feet together, and then take your hands between the feet. Take your heels for happy baby. Pull down with the arms, with the hands, push away with the heels. And when you really get that sense of pushing away and pulling down, you start to notice that your back starts to move more neutral. It might not get there, and that's okay. But it moves more neutral. Let the knees go really wide. Last few breaths here. And then gently release. Shavasana. Take the legs out. Release your arms at your side. It's okay, palms to the sky, fingers soft, feet soft, toes soft, eyes soft, lips and jaw, tongue and throat all releasing. Allowing the weight of your body to fall into the ground. Allowing your breath to become quieter and softer and easier, passive. And just receiving whatever your Shavasana has for you today. your breath to deepen. And bring your awareness back into your body, onto your mat, into the space you're in. Stretch your toes, stretch your fingers, reach the arms overhead, and then bend your knees. And then roll over to your right side and press down to rise up. Good. Really nice. Bring your hands to your heart. And this last moment together, it's really honoring this time you give yourself. Whether you're here with me live, thank you. Or if you're watching this back on recording, thank you. I know all of you who watch back regularly. I thank you, Maria, Lee, John. I'm going to go on and on, but thank you, live and on demand. I feel you. We're together. That's what this space is for. It's a space to connect with yourself. By connecting to ourselves, we realize that we are all connected to each other. We're all one. And I feel you. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, bow your mind to your heart. Thanks for bringing your practice today and doing it with me. Have a beautiful Saturday.